Imagine making $70,000 per minute, $4 million per hour, $100 million per day. That's how quickly the fortune of the Waltons, the family behind Walmart, has been growing since last year's Bloomberg ranking of the world's richest families. The Waltons' wealth has swelled by $39 billion to $191 billion this year. Not far behind are the Mars family of candy fame and the Coke family, the industrialists turned political power players. Joining me now is Devon Pendleton, Bloomberg reporter, with the latest on this story. And it's really insane how much money we are talking about. So is the Walton family the most prominent here? Who are the big gainers this year?
Well, you see a lot of very well-known names because these families are owning very, very popular, well-known companies. For example, Mars, as you mentioned, of candy fame. I mean, this family, not very huge family, only in the fifth generation, owns all of it. And then, of course, you have the two brothers who own Chanel, a very also well-known company. They have gained incredible wealth this year. And Ferrero, the family that owns the company that makes these lovely chocolates and Nutella, they are up substantially as well.
And of course, at these levels, even with rates doing what they're doing, Devon, you can't spend the money fast enough. It's been fascinating to watch some of the very wealthy take on the issue of a wealth tax, take on the issue of CEO pay in the case of the Disney family. Is this simply because even they have to recognize that it's too much and that it's not being spread around the way it used to?
It's true. I think you can't really not acknowledge at this point how much concentration of wealth we're talking about. I mean, you look, even they are far exceeding what the markets are gaining. It's far beyond what the average person in the world, not just in America, but around the country, around the world, what they're gaining year on year. I mean, it is really unprecedented. And I think that some of these families, many of these younger generations, particularly these heirs, are saying, we have to acknowledge this, we have to recognize this. I mean, this is unsustainable, both socially and politically and economically.
What about the concentration in different regions? How many families are outside of the United States?
Most of them are American, but you do see a good proportion from Europe, because in Europe you definitely have this long tradition of established European companies. They do a great job of managing successive generations, and these companies are very old. They really know how to maintain family unity to hang on to these fortunes.
All right, it's great to have that the ranking, Devon. We only got a few seconds here, but lots of change year to year in this based on asset price changes?
Lots of change in terms of how much the wealth is increasing, but not that much shift in the rankings themselves. I mean, you see a lot of these families, they're not dropping off. They're really hanging on to what they've got.